Hi friends, this is Suzy, your Candy Crush guru. It is August 23rd, 2025. I'm here for my Wordle and Quordle of the day and another trip into my garden. And I will solve the puzzles first and then I will meet you back here at this picture and we'll talk about everything that's going on now if you want to stick around for it. So right now we're going to say today for the inspiration word. What is going on today in my garden? I had to pick something that has a Y in it because there've just been so many. I have to find out right away if we're going to have that. Well, we don't have to deal with that today. We do have an O or 2 or 7. I don't know. Well, I guess 5 would be the maximum. Ooh. Okay, so O, we might try R-S-L-N-E. We might try I and U. Oops. So what are we going to do with this grouping? What about snore? That would put the O in the middle. I like that. Snore. Well, the O is not in the middle, but we did pick up a placed N, so I will take that. So the O is going to go here, here, or here. And we got rid of a few things in here. No E. We could try the L. There's no guarantee. What if it's an O-N? I'm just stumped at this point in time. What if we try... I'm trying to figure out how to chunk in a whole bunch of things, and I think I might just ignore the O for now. We know the O goes somewhere. We have to figure out what else goes in here. So what if we try CH? Oh, I don't like any of those. CL? PL? Oh, everything I can think of. One of the letters has already been used. Plum I've used. It doesn't have any of the letters I really want to try except for the L. P-L-U-M-B. I'm going to go for it. What's going to happen? I'm not going to get anything? That's okay. I still have 3 other shots. I can deal with that. We got the U. So I want it to be an OU, but how does that work? What if there's a U here and an O here? We could do unwav. Unwav. Uncon. Uncog. Univo, Unico. Yuck. Union. Oh my goodness, it could be union. I have to try it. Because they've been so tricky lately, it would be like them to start with a U and to have 2 N's in there. And we haven't tried the I. They're going to load us up with vowels. I like it. I'm going to try it. Yep, that's it. Okay, got it on the 4th try. I've been getting these on the 3rd try lately when they do all these crazy things. But the 4th try, that's good too. And man, I've just been being bold, and that has paid off for me. Someday, though, I'm going to be so wrong. I mean, it's happened before, right? We've all seen it. All right, so now I'm going to move into my Quordle. I'm going to put in fishy, budge, clown, oops, clown, tramp. Most of you know why, and it's great that you do. I know I didn't spell that right in my speech. And then we've got fleary. We've got flyer because the Y doesn't go there. Y-E-R. That would work. Flyer. And then we've got no E there. So demon. D-E-M-O-N. D could go here, E could go here, M could go here, O could go here. Demon and sheep. His sheep am I. So I avoid those. S-H-E-E-P. All right, there we go. Okay, now guess what? I get to talk about my garden. That is not my garden. Hold on, I have to go find my garden. So if you remember, this is what my garden looked like a few months ago. I showed you a picture of this. And this is what it looks like today. Now, I had fully intended to have a very structured and organized garden, and things were going really well in the beginning. I had everything all laid out in these square foot gardening patterns and had everything calculated for what grows well next to something else. And I planted those little loofah and hoped that the ones on this side would grow up here and the ones on this side would grow up here. And then the loofah created all of the chaos in the garden that you see. Well, some of the chaos also comes from the weather and the pests, and probably from me as well. But this grew so prolifically that I had to just chop off a whole bunch of it recently, and it still looks like this. This was all covered, and now you'll notice that there's a different plant growing here. This is a tomato vine. Tomatoes, the two main types of tomatoes are determinate and indeterminate. Determinate grow to a certain height. They set all of their fruit at once, and they're great for making like tomato paste and sauces and things like that, where you want to gather everything, a big harvest all at once so you can can things. And then there are indeterminate. These are the ones that you might use for, slicing tomatoes or salad tomatoes. And that's what this vine is. And it actually goes all the way up over through here. And I needed to trim back a lot of the loofah so it could have some light, so it could grow and share some of that vine space. This plant is crazy. It's totally crazy. And eventually I'm going to chop all of this down. Thankfully, it started growing after the peas had already finished producing, because it choked out the peas. It's a little bit of a struggle to get my butterfly peas going, and it hasn't been very kind to the beans, but I've had enough beans to be okay with that. And then this is my salad garden, my salad bowl, and it's got herbs and lettuces in it, and it's going to have brassicas soon, sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower once the weather gets just a bit cooler. And the other thing you can't see is a lot of root vegetables are planted in here that haven't sprouted yet, like carrots and beets and radishes. And then over here are my cucurbits. Those are things like cucumbers and squash and melons. And I've got a whole variety of things growing in here. I don't know what's going to happen once they reach maturity, because, yeah, I'm already struggling with where to put vining things in my yard. Oh my goodness, vines grow really, really well in the South. Anything that vines, yeah, I'm just going to grow those entirely and exclusively, because, oh, so productive. All right, so that is my garden these days. There's still some grow bags over here, and I've got things planted in the front, and I've got, you can't tell, they look kind of brown, but I've got my red drift roses blooming a little bit here. It's just a wonderful, pleasant place for me to be, and I'm so thankful I could share it with you. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those below, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.